All right, we got Captain Dustin Antrobus, Shop Talk episode 9. I think we're on 9 right now. Kind of pumping them out. And man, I appreciate you taking some time to come over and see us, driving all the way from Crawfordville. And you're not originally from Crawfordville, you're from Alabama. So I want to talk about, life in Alabama. How'd you find Crawfordville? How'd you get into guide fishing? You're also a Navy vet. And speaking of the Navy, I was talking to my brother earlier this week. He was in the Marine Corps. And as he was chewing on his box of crayons, you want me to tell you he appreciates all those taxi rides on those big boats?
Hey, man, Marines, Navy foot soldiers.
There you go. Oh, he's going to love that.
Navy foot soldiers. But no, gotta look, Marines and Navy is like picking on your little brother.
Yep.
It's like, we can pick on each other, but no one else can pick on you.
Yep.
As soon as someone else comes into the mix, like, hey, you don't talk to him that way, But no, I love some Marines, man.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he said his favorite crayon flavor was cerulean blue, I think.
Cerulean blue.
Yeah.
Mine was probably apricot or something.
All right, nice. Well, before we get going, man, everybody gets on the show, gets a gift. I got you a bag of our dark Colombian. It's dockside. I don't know if you tried that one yet. I know we've shipped a few things to you, like the East Point Special and Reserve.
That's my favorite.
Okay, which one?
This one right here.
Okay, cool. I got that because you're a charter captain. Thought dockside was appropriate. And also, speaking of captain, I see you're wearing the hat. I'm also wearing the hat.
Oh, yeah.
We partner with Captains for Clean Water, and so we make a donation. We sell our bag of Old Florida. For those of you guys tuning in that don't know what Captains for Clean Water is, it's basically a nonprofit here in Florida whose primary goal is to protect our water systems, and it's your livelihood, the water. For me, it's leisure, but so many of my friends and folks have kind of become family. That water is everything, and so we got to protect it. It's very important. When we partnered, they gave us a bunch of cool swag, so I'm going to give that to you. So I don't know.
Man, thank you.
I don't know if your hat selection's anything like mine, but
dude,
it's all those styles, and there's about 50 of them. But you can never have too many.
Yeah, dude. I have one of those Bayside hats. I was going to wear, and I was like, man, that thing you would smell before I even got out the truck. I mean, if yours is like mine, I sweat in them, clean them,
big
wash
sweat
them.
ring.
Yeah, and there's just a stink in them you can't get out.
I know.
Maybe by fire.
Back in the day, they used to have those little caps. There's like a plastic cap that you can put in your dishwasher.
I remember those.
Remember those?
Yeah, the wire.
Yeah.
The wire mesh
I don't
cage.
know. I haven't looked, but I'm like, I have so many hats that I just don't wear because they look gross and smell gross. I need to get one of those so I can chuck it in the dishwasher and be good to go.
Yeah, that's the dishwasher hack. Something I found recently, but they do kind of like those. That's softer, not something that's not as much frame to it. They do lose that integrity.
Right.
But my problem is I got hats where I'm like, man, I have a lot of good memories in that hat, and I can't get rid of them.
Yep.
So my whole top closet drives my wife nuts.
Mine too.
Just like 100 hats, and they're just tossed up there.
Our hallway, we've got a little hat rack finally, and they're just falling off of it. But in the top of the closet, same thing, they're just falling off. And anytime she makes a comment about my hats, I'm like, well, how about all them shoes you got in the kitchen?
Oh, hold on.
That's
all
living room.
Now.
You know
that's
what I'm
saying? Yeah. That's off topic there,
that's
Matt.
Right.
You can't bring that up.
Pick and choose your battles.
For sure.
So like I said, you're in Crawfordville now, but you grew up in Alabama. Whereabouts in Alabama, and how was your childhood there? What was it like?
Yep. Grew up in Columbus, Georgia, or I was born in Columbus, Georgia, which is Phoenix City, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia are like a bi-city area. Mm-hmm. It'd be like rolling from Wakulla to Franklin.
Yeah.
There's just things you do on this side and things you do on the other side.
I grew up hunting in Box Springs.
Okay, yeah. And not far at all.
Got a bow at Phoenix City at Archer Connection.
Yep. I know exactly where that is. So growing up there, Grandpa was a Vietnam vet out of Fort Benning. So from there, he settled in Alabama. And that's kind of where Mom hung with Dad, her dad. So that's where we was kind of growing up. But growing up was pretty simple stuff, man. It was hunting whenever I could, fishing. Grandpa was the reason for any outdoors connection I have was Grandpa.
Yeah.
And a good thing about having, I guess a good and a bad thing, but growing up with a single mom, divorced parents, I had 2 grandpas.
Okay.
Who kind of had this little unsung rival. So if I went to one grandpa and said, hey, Grandpa Carl taught me how to tie this knot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Papa Cecil's going to be like, well, let me show you what lure to put it on, son.
That's right.
Well, you need a rod and reel. So through using their drive to spend time with a grandson, I benefited. I still tie knots. The same knot Grandpa showed me, I'm still tying today on the boat.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to him, I don't know if he knew he was tying a great knot, but it is. But growing up there was real simple and easy. I mean,
you were fishing there?
Yep.
Freshwater fishing?
Yep.
Okay.
Bass fishing. We did farm raising catfish in ponds growing up. So if you needed a pond stocked, we were the folks that would show up and offload the fish out of the tube that shoots them out into the pond roughly. But
fish launcher.
But yeah, just grew up before Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a boomer saying stuff, but before Google Maps, man, I mean, I understood that creek and water flows downhill, so just follow it.
Okay.
So we would walk through the woods till we found ponds, lakes. I mean, that was it. All the stuff I tell my kids, y'all should go outside and play more. I was out there doing it, you know, far away from a whistle or a street lamp, you know, but easy upbringing, good food, and fished as much as I could. Absolutely.
I didn't fish a whole lot. Where I grew up is very rural, like mostly cow pastures and woods, and I was more into hunting. But we would do a lot of trespassing and go fish ponds until we got kicked out. And we weren't trying to break any rules or get in trouble, but we just wanted to go fish, you know, and didn't have a whole lot of luck at it. I still suck at freshwater, still suck at saltwater, but I've been grinding it out for the last several years and trying to learn as much as I can. I know we'll circle back to you being a charter captain, and I feel like going out with somebody who knows the water, knows what kind of baits to use, just pick their brain, have a good time on the water, and it's a good way to get into fishing.
I agree. I feel like my view of fishing is very poetic.
Yeah.
Like the way I think about it is kind of like you also didn't know how to do math.
Right.
But there was someone that showed you, hey, let me make sense of this. And then once that light bulb flickers, you're like, hold up now, I got this.
Yep.
I think fishing's the same way. I think this coffee shop was probably the same way for you. I have some passion and want to. Yeah. And we're going to let that carry and fill in what we don't have.
Yeah, elusive yet attainable.
Yeah,
I love it.
And I think it's just one of the things that gets put on a pedestal, and so folks get intimidated. Yeah, because you go to Fisherman's Choice across the road over here, and there's hundreds of options of one bait. So it's paralysis by analysis, and you just kind of YouTube makes you feel like you're inadequate sometimes too, because there's people out there catching monsters, and it looks like they did it overnight.
Yep, just like bow hunting.
Yeah, but exactly. But you don't see the hours it took to get to that moment, and then to be in the moment enough to, like bow hunting, to cash in, not shake, not you know. But that's what makes it fun. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. I've become fully addicted. But I've had Dr. Newton on here not too long ago, who's a good buddy of mine, and we fished together. And I don't know if you saw that episode. We talked about just the mental benefits of fishing because you're outside.
For sure.
You see that sunset or that sunrise. Being on that water, it's just so good to cut loose and just reconnect, and some of your best memories can be made out there. Even if you get skunked, you're still going to have a day on the water, still a great day.
I had an old timer or an old salt at one of the oyster bars in McCullough one time. Told me, me and an oyster buddy were sitting there. Buddy John, I don't know if John Harley, I don't know if you've ever got oysters from him up there, but we're sitting there. He's an oysterman, and I'm a fisherman, angler, whatever. So we're complaining about our worlds. So neither one of us know what we're complaining about. We're just letting each other vent.
Right.
And old Salt turns around from the bar, just like almost out of a movie. And he says, you'll spend your whole life out there, and the fishing ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He said, anybody with common sense would get dehydrated, sunburnt, bit by bugs, starved to death. They would go home and find something else to do. But if you keep coming back, that's it. It's everything and nothing at once kind of a thing. Gives you what you don't have and takes away what you don't need. Yeah. But a very romantic relationship with it. But it's there's something about it, man. It's magical, which I guess is why we live where we live.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And again, I didn't fish a whole lot growing up, but being down here and being surrounded by water, especially the salt water, you just start getting out there, you start catching some whiting, some catfish, and some pinfish. You're like, well, I'm just a regular wrangler now.
You get your first little red, you're like, I'm unstoppable.
Exactly.
I'm unstoppable.
Yeah, then you start catching some slot stuff, and like, all right, now this is where it's at. And speaking of fishing, is it next week or the week after Gag Grouper comes in?
Coming soon. Okay. Our Gag comes in Monday. Okay. So the 1st of September.
And so we're going to film another episode of Exploring the Forgotten Coast with you and highlight fish hunter charters, and I'm really excited to explore that St. Mark's area. I've never fished out there, but just from seeing what you're putting out, it looks beautiful.
Been trying to get it's of course nobody watching this would know, but this has been something we've been trying to get going for a while. And I know we had a trip planned, I think beginning of June back in the summer, but weather happened, and it's there's nothing better than bringing somebody over into your world and being like, let me show you what drives me crazy, what's a passion of mine, and then it's just like over there special because there's no buildings.
Mm-hmm.
You're in that refuge, and it's just you. Some days we might be the only boat there.
I was fishing this morning out in the bay. We saw 3 boats. You know what I mean? It's
3 boats.
Yeah, that was it.
And it's like in my mind, it's like always a race to like too many people know about this.
Yeah.
We got to beat them there, And next thing you know, you're the first one there, last one to leave.
Yep.
And it's like, what did I rush for?
Yeah.
I have a whole ocean out here, and I'm worried somebody's going to take my spot. Like I have ownership of it.
Right.
But man, I've been wanting to get you out there for a long time, and I know I put it off back in June, but it's like it's really wanted to be able to show you something and not be rushed through and forcing something around weather. But it's a beautiful place, man.
I'm fired up.
It's different.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, so you grew up in Alabama, Phoenix City. How long did you graduate high school and then go into the Navy, or was there like an interim period where you did something else?
No, you hit it dead on. I did my high school and everything. Got to senior year. College was never something. I was always honest with myself. Me in college, I would have been unorganized.
Yeah, I was
very. I wasn't always trying to be popular, but I would have went around with that crowd trying to fit in and stuff. And then last thing I'd have got was an education.
Yep.
So I signed up for the military, joined the Navy, and it was perfect for me. They told me what to wear, when to wear it, how to wear it. And all you had to do was be where you needed to be, and it was easy day. So that structure for me, I benefited a lot.
Yeah, and in retrospect, especially after my brother got out, I was really drawn to try to join the military as well. And my parents were like, go to college first. That way you can go in as an officer. And if you still want to do it, then you can do it. It took me 6 years to get a 4-year degree. I did go get a master's too, but I was just so immature at 18.
You're still
19.
learning yourself.
Yeah,
and
I got to pick what I want to do forever.
Yep.
And you have unlimited freedom. You know what I mean? And it just really. I think I should have had a little more structure, and I should have grown up a little bit before going into college. I think that would have done me a lot of good.
Yeah.
One of my buddies, a couple buddies actually, were prior vets, and then they came to college, and just their level of discipline and structure and routine. I eventually learned how to do that and learned how to study and be disciplined and not go out on Thursday because all your friends are. No, you got a test or whatever. But man, I kind of wish I did that route first. But
I feel like hindsight, the military gives you a safety net. Because you're still becoming. I was 18, fresh out of high school, trying to become, I don't know what, but just trying to do something constructive, and it gave you a reason, or not a reason, but a chance to fail.
Yeah.
Because you have a different kind of structure. It's like, okay, you messed up. Now we're going to show you how we're going to fix it, and we're going to move past it.
Okay.
So it gave you a chance to just fall on your face.
Yeah.
But everything was trial by fire, very kind of roughneck environment. So it's kind of like no different than playing sports or doing that jiu-jitsu across the street. It's kind of like at first it's going to be new and you're going to fail, but stick with it. You'll get the feel for it and understand the pace of it. But I definitely wouldn't have done it any other way.
Okay.
I mean, definitely something that's I've come to collect on over and over.
Yeah. Whereas I'm sending a student loan payment every single month, and I'm going to be doing that forever.
But, I mean, I would have went to college if they needed, a taxidermy instructor.
There you go.
Or they had nowadays you can go to school and be D1 bass fisherman.
Yeah.
You can be a professional bass angler in college. I might have signed up for it back then.
So what was your job in the Navy? What did you do?
I was a corpsman.
Okay.
I was a medic.
Okay.
So I originally went in. It's called undesignated. It's kind of against all wishes of my recruiter at the time. It's where you don't have a job. You're saying, I want to try this out, and then I want to cross-rate or train to what I find I want to do.
Okay.
They don't have it anymore. So I did that for a few years, and then crossed over to corpsman, which is medic. And then first station was Pearl Harbor. Second was Washington, D.C.
What was Pearl Harbor like?
Man.
I've been to Kauai, but I've never been to the main island of Hawaii.
Pearl Harbor or Hawaii is everything you think it would be. It's paradise, beautiful and stuff like that, but it'd be like you full time staying on St. George.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. There's things to do. There's things, but how quick would you get island fever? Like, what's over that bridge over there? So on the island, to me, it wasn't big enough.
Right.
It's like, I want to go do other things, or especially when you're in a ship and you're going all around the world in a battle frigate, you know, and it's like, we're just sitting here in port.
Yeah.
But what's over that mountain over there? But it was great. It was great. It really was. It was a huge contrast from the last station in D.C.
I was just going to say, big stark contrast.
Very brass heavy. So got to meet cool folks, higher ups over there, and do stuff like that. But Hawaii was awesome. I haven't been back since. Been wanting to, but it's hard to talk myself into a 8-hour plane flight.
Yeah, like I said, we went to Kauai for our honeymoon, and it's a long flight.
It's long,
from
bro.
Atlanta to LA, then LA to the main island, and the main island to Kauai.
I mean, you get halfway across the U.S. and still have another halfway across the U.S. to go, kind of a thing.
I think it took me 2 or 3 days to like catch up on sleep because your body clock is so jacked up.
It's wild. What's
My
wild?
feet were swollen. It was
an
interesting experience.
That and what was crazy because we're coming up on football season is we'd watch football and we'd be done watching football by 2, 3 o'clock. So we've already watched most of Sunday NFL games, and then we're at North Shore or something like that, which was wild because the time it's like you're in a time bubble.
Yeah,
island time for sure over there.
It.
But it's beautiful.
Did you do any jiu-jitsu in the Navy? Because I know we've kind of talked about that. You had a little exposure.
I got a taste of it.
Okay.
I got a taste. When we did visitor board search and seizure, which is folks, Coast Guard just had a big bust on it, where we just chased drug runners around in South Central America. So they send you to some schools, and in those schools you got some guys with a lot of know-how, some experience, some of your special team guys that may not be in it but still around it. So they teach you how to roll. And I remember the first time they showed us how to set hooks. I'm like, you telling me I can anchor these legs and just have control? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, this is awesome, until you're folded up like laundry on this rolling mat, and they're making you scream for uncle. But I got a good taste for it, and I got to do it a few times off and on, but I've never fully committed. You know what I mean? It was, I guess, life, have kids and stuff like that, but it's always had a passion for it. And like always kind of live vicariously through folks like yourself. It's like, man, the dedication it takes. You're talking about military versus college dedication. I mean, that's dedication, man.
Yeah. Well, not to go off on a tangent, but it's like fishing for you. Like you suck at it at the beginning, but you just stick with it, and you just stick with it. And eventually, those light bulbs start clicking. Now there's a new crop of folks showing up, and you're able to do stuff to them. But it goes deeper than that, man. Because I've had some ups and downs over the last 10 years. I've been training jiu-jitsu for like 10 years, and man, the lows were low, And thank goodness I had that outlet to go roll around. Be surrounded by good people, and again, fishing's kind of like that too. If you're having a bad day, bad week, bad season in life, you just get out on that water and connect to nature and reset.
Very true.
Yeah,
very true. Life's better when you have that reset button like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You can just leave it there and come back refreshed.
Yeah. So, how long were you in the Navy for?
6 years.
Okay.
2006, 2012.
Okay, that's the exact time I was in college. I'm over here being a goober, and you're over here getting after it.
No, I mean. It was more of them getting after me.
Okay.
I got buddies, shipmates and stuff that probably validate it, but I was always, I'm going to do the job and I'm going to do it well, but I'm going to cut up and I'm going to kick and scream and complain along the way. So there was times where I definitely made it harder on me than it needed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, someone had to fill these positions, so might as well have been us, right?
Right. So when you got out, what was next? Did you move back to Phoenix City, or what was next after Navy?
So we got out in 2012 when my son and daughter were born, Fisher and Hunter. That's where Fish Hunter Charters comes from.
I didn't know that.
That's awesome. They're twins. So
I got a Hunter too.
Man,
my youngest.
It's like buying a car. No one has the car until you buy the car, and everyone has it.
See it everywhere.
Hunter was one of those names. I think we all got the memo at the same time to name our children that. But so they were born. Uncle Sam paid for that. Appreciate it, Uncle Sam. But it was never a lifelong plan. I understood early on that my family didn't come in a seat bag.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't issued by Uncle Sam to you. It's your job to take care of them. But kind of a thing that's kind of, I think, goes into that upbringing about not having a single mom. So I was like, I'm not going to repeat that cycle and let military be the reason for it. So I got out. Did a lot of terrible odd-end jobs. There was a summer I wanted to be a roofer, a hailstorm came through and tore up
Uh-huh.
everybody's roofs. I was like, I'm gonna go get some of this money.
Mm-hmm.
If these guys can do it, I can do it. No, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I'm not built for roofs, for grades. They see me and they're like, big strong guy carried them shingles up to that ridge line. I didn't quit. I just never went back,
Yeah.
kind of a jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was working pest control for a couple years. I was a sales inspector. Guy shows up and says, "Yeah, you got termites. Here's what it's going to cost," kind of a thing. And that was great because I got to control my schedule. I guess it's kind of the underlinings of what I do now, but I got to see what a little more independence in a work job did. It's a job I got because the boss was retired Navy.
Okay.
And he sees me being Navy, and that's the only reason I got the job. At a time, I really needed it with new youngins, but I had a company truck, all this cool stuff, but it just it was just nothing but a lot of the same thing to finally have that epiphany of like, I'm not really a company man.
Yeah.
I am until I realize X, Y, and Z is being left on the table, and we could do better here. And then the reactions you would get from someone who's just really don't care or not into it, it was instant turn off.
Yeah.
It was just so I had a lot of that. It just seemed like you get a job, you'd be happy, and it just would go right back to that same cycle of a year or two, you're not happy, you don't feel validated at work, you're
There's
just a
something
number.
about that 2-year period.
It would break me every time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because you finally kind of mastered what you had to do, and there's not much of a learning curve anymore, and you get bored.
Mm-hmm.
People's true personalities come out, like bosses and stuff.
True, that is very true.
But for me, it was like almost every 2 years I was looking for something new. And actually, my first job, I got my master's degree. My first job was shoveling horse manure out of barns and running a tractor and mending fences. I'm like, I got a master's degree and I'm making $10 an hour. But I loved it because I was outside by myself, didn't have to deal with anybody. Then I did join the whole corporate world and did the medical thing for a long time. And traffic, Atlanta, I thought that's where you had to go to be successful. And like you, I just had this epiphany where I'm like, this is soul sucking. And I'm working my butt off for someone else. And I've kind of told the story a few times on here, but eventually I started roasting coffee on my back porch. We wanted to move here, so we said, the heck with it. Let's go give it a shot. And now we're here. Now I'm here talking to you. Man, it's crazy how life goes.
Well, and of course, my wife had great credit for pushing me in that direction, but she told me one day I might have been moaning or complaining about something. She was like, "You'll never be happy until you're the boss."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's not like that, but it really is. And it's nice to account for you. This is my plan. This is my vision, my motivation. I'm motivated and I can go chase something without someone micromanaging or second guessing everything you do. It's a double-edged sword for sure, because the heavy is the head that wears the business owner crown,
Exactly.
but small business for sure. But
long hours, but
there's a pride in being tired from this, right? There's a
Yes.
pride from being tired from that across the street. It's like I made myself tired because I went after something today versus I'm stressed, mentally tired because I won't have somebody who either don't listen or breathing down your back. And it's the rat race, hamster wheel kind of effect.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I did that for a little too long, but loving it here, man.
But doesn't it take something like that to appreciate something like this?
It does. I think
the old you would ruin this.
Yeah.
Right, and the old me would ruin what I have now because of just inexperience. Haven't struck out enough.
Yeah.
Haven't paid dues.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So you were doing that up in Phoenix City. How did you find Crawfordville? Did you move to Crawfordville to start your own adventure with Fish Hunter? Or?
No, I fell into chartering and fishing, dude, just as grand design. Nothing was really planned.
Where'd you start?
So moving here, it kind of goes together.
Okay.
So originally I got family, dad's side from Kentucky, mom's side from, it's really Cordell, Plains, Georgia, but we settled on the Alabama side because of grandpa from the military base.
Right.
But originally went to Kentucky. We thought we were going to do the whole homestead. That was big on social media. So we're going to go out there. We're going to grow our own potatoes and corn and all this. And you get out and we get there and you got the property. You got everything I wanted. But then you realize, man, them kids ain't getting no good education here. That wife's got to drive an hour and some change to a job that's not really that great. So I was thriving. that peace of mind, having your own woods, your own mountains, you know. But my family was just, it wasn't gonna work.
Right.
Not for mama standards,
Yeah.
you know, in mine. But mom and her husband actually moved to Shell Point in Wakulla a year or two before me. We come and visit, and that was it.
Yeah.
We visited for an Easter, and that was like, we literally, the only thing I seen during that visit was Shell Point. And they're trying to take us to St. George over here. Like, let's show you all the beauty of this area. And I'm like, there's enough of it right here.
Yep.
I was completely okay with Shell Point. Now, being in the area for a while, I'm like, I turned my nose up. So, yeah, I'm like, let's go to St. George, or let's go to Dog Island, or do something.
Yeah.
Something, you know, some pretty sand or something. But so moved here, sold the farm, and just that's where I've been. So we've been here. It's been right under 10 years. So Hurricane Michael was our first hurricane here.
Oh.
So that's 2017-ish. Yeah. Our first year here, we saw a little snowfall and Hurricane Michael. And it's like, what is going on?
Welcome to North Florida.
What is going on, dude? I'm like, I thought we were in Florida, and I got snow flurries out in the yard. But no, we came in, man, and I knew nothing about saltwater. Nothing. All I knew was bass fishing, catfishing, that freshwater stuff. And I mean, I just cut my teeth in them canals back there at Shell Point. First reds, first flounder, first blue crabs, first trout, all came from that canal. I mean, I was even baptized at Shell Point Beach.
That's cool.
You know, I mean, such a special place for cutting my teeth. But I mean, sounds weird, but I've always felt like this is more my hometown than my own hometown.
Man,
I know more people here that know my name than my own hometown.
I couldn't agree more with that. Like, I feel it here too. I live in Appalachia, and just like you, that first visit, my in-laws had a house on 17th Street, and they've moved down here since. My parents have moved down here since. But just sit on that porch on 98, just watching a little bit of traffic, hanging out, drinking some coffee. Back then, you could walk to the Pig and get like a plate of food this freaking big for like $7.99. So we're just gorging. And I'm like, man, this is awesome. This is beautiful. And we spent most of our time in Appalachia. We'd go to the island here and there, but I just loved Appalachia. And I think it's because my mom grew up in Savannah, a small island in Savannah called Isle of Hope.
It has that vibe, that same kind of vibe.
And it just, for some reason, like you said, just felt like home. So next thing I know, I'm back at my desk job looking at Realtor.com, just fall in love with houses that I'm like, this is never going to happen. It would be so cool if it did. And I'm glad it did, man. I've lived all over Georgia, grew up in Northwest Georgia, lived in West Georgia, South Georgia, back up to the Atlanta area. This feels like home. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's the community and the nature.
And how does it feel like home when we're not from here?
I know.
That's what like, I feel like folks appreciate you.
Yeah.
There's a genuineness to folks around here.
There really is.
That I mean, people will talk to you anywhere in the South, you know, but here it's like people talk to you in a way where they actually are genuinely interested in something.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it just feels different. It just feels way different.
It does.
For sure.
And, you know, and going into like the local restaurants or the businesses, when you walk in there, they're like, hey, Matt, you know, how's the kids?
Right,
how's that 10-month-old? You know, just like you said, genuinely want to have a conversation, check in on you. I was very fortunate. I love Rockmart, Georgia. I still have some close friends there that will always be like home too, but this is home, man. I love it.
It's, I guess, greatest thing about living here is that going back home, you looking for homes. Could you make this work kind of a thing? Yeah. We don't have that melancholy, sorrow feeling of leaving the beach and when do I return?
Yeah.
Which I guess we're spoiled rotten with it. But it's like, man, there's a special feeling of saying I went down the road, did this, put my feet in the water, and I'm back at the house.
Yeah, well, like this morning, like I had to work, but I had like 3 hours to kill because I have a great employee that's been awesome. She's been with us for a week. Her name's Robin. You'll meet her soon, but she's been killing it, and I trust her. So, like I said, I had family in town. Went and fished like 3 hours. Got on some fish, and I came into work. Yeah. It's like, where else can you do that?
Not many, and if there is, I don't know if I could be splitting enough people to enjoy it. But it's a great area we live here, man. That, like you talked about on the interview about being here for with Miss Lynn, and how you were here for no time, and her son was already, hey man, you need anything? And it's like, you don't get that anywhere, bro.
Yeah. And it was so genuine, you know. Like he literally was just so excited.
They're more insulted if someone would be more insulted here for you to struggle and not take the help.
Right.
Versus just moving out the way and let somebody help you out.
Right.
Especially the way we do around hurricanes and stuff around here is like, you ain't got to ask for help. People just show up and start taking care of business.
I cite that all the time, whether it's a hurricane or somebody's sick uncle or whatever. The town comes together, mullet plates or whatever. They're buying 10 when they only need to eat 1 or 2, but they just want to support. Everybody just wants to support each other here. And it's neat because we do have diversity here, but we all just come together. And
there's people from we're a melting pot, man.
Yeah, we really are. And Captain Gill talks about that. He said he was the only normal person here because people come down that river trying to get away from something, and they settle in Apalachicola because that's the most south place you can get to.
He's not wrong.
On the river. I just thought that was so funny. He's like, I'm actually the only normal person here.
I was the first.
Yeah. So getting back to the guiding thing, man, if there's one thing I can say about you guys is y'all are some patient folks. And what I mean by that is I started going out with Doug first. He's one of the first guys I met here in the coffee shop. And he specialized in triple tail. And as you know, a triple tail, one of the best ways to get after them is look for buoys or floating grass. And you got to get that popping cord just right and let that current take the bait right underneath it.
Yep.
And just like any old southern dude, I know how to fish. I can cast, bro.
Yeah.
Ugly. And I'm like embarrassing myself. And he was just so patient. And I'm like, I even told him, like, dude, you're I can't imagine like how you're so patient with folks who come down here and talk a big game about how good they are at fishing, and then you spend the day with them and get on fish.
Well, it's every captain's got quirks.
Yeah,
that's true. Every guy you'll ever fish with, they're not normal people. Okay, there's something, whether they told you or not, there's something that you've done, or just you just wearing something, has got a quirk against. They got it, man. It's like bananas in boats, or some don't like sunscreen spray or something like that. But I believe my quirk or my style on my boat, which I think you'll see pretty quick when we go out, is I'm trying to get you to be you.
Yeah.
If I can get Matt talking about Matt, and what is Matt like? Matt likes coffee.
Yeah.
Tell me about that coffee, Matt. Then you're talking about you, and the fishing comes naturally.
Yeah.
If I put you in a spotlight and you're worried about, I'm going to critique you, I'm going to tear your casting approach down, there's no winning there.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's really no different than raising children. Like, build up some confidence in them and let them go.
Yeah.
And the same thing with guiding. You just got to be confident that I'm going to be able to get you to do what you want to do. We just need to relax and enjoy it. All the stuff we talked about, that recharge this area gives us, something like that. I need you to do that, but do it out in the boat.
Right.
Just relax. Enjoy your day. And then it seems like as soon as you get people to that moment where they start, my favorite question to ask everybody is, tell me your first concert.
Okay. Because
from that, there's so much we can go. And you tell me your first concert, you'd be surprised. You have Grandma on the boat, and she'd be like, my first concert was the Grateful Dead or Widespread Panic or something that's so far out from what you would think they would be into. And from there, now I know your humor. I know your style. And then you just start relaxing people because it's just fishing, man.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed in fishing since fishing started.
I can tell you from a client's perspective, I think some of us put a lot of pressure on ourselves. You know C.A. Richardson from Flats Class?
For sure,
okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I know the personality of C.A. Richardson. No, I don't know him personally. Never crossed paths with him.
I've talked about this before too, and I started messaging him like 8 or 9 months ago, maybe a year.
Well, you got to fish with him.
I did,
ago, right?
Yeah, I got to fish with him. But who he is on TV and what I experienced in person, he's the same guy, like a genuine salty earth guy. But I put so much pressure on myself because I'm like, I'm about to go fishing with a professional who has a YouTube channel and a fishing show on wherever channel. And I was like, I'm gonna be hanging up in the mangroves. I might cast back and hook him while he's on the polling platform. But like you just said, he just started talking about personal stuff. We were talking about my kids,
right?
The business while he moved here. Over time, I just felt so relaxed, and by the end of that trip, I was just having so much fun. The pressure went away, and it was a cool time. So I'm really looking forward to doing that with you as well. Getting out there,
we're gonna have a good time, dude.
I can't wait, man.
We're gonna have so much fun.
I can't
We're
wait.
gonna have fun. That's what I tell everybody to ask. Can you guarantee fish? No, but I'll guarantee a good time.
That's right.
I tell everybody I'm a fishing guide, not a fishing god. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just a guy who shows up with a boat. I'm lucky enough to do it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just, man, there's nothing cooler to me than taking Matt to my honey hole and going, I'm not going to fish. I'm not going to cast. I'm not going anything. I'm just going to walk you through this. And you getting that fish, I mean, it's like, I don't need to fish at all.
Yeah.
There's no better thrill or excitement than watching your face light up or someone else's face. This is my first red, or you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And then you get to rib them the whole time. I tell everybody, I says, when I'm quiet, you've messed up.
Yeah.
I'll never say nothing to you, but when I get quiet, but if I'm ribbing you and picking at you, we're having a good time. You know?
And that's like when we went fishing with Ricky Banks and Chris Rose. They're cutting up the whole time. They're like talking so much crap, but it comes from exactly.
It's just like hunting camp.
Exactly. And if you're not getting picked on, and you know and you feel it's coming from a good place,
for sure,
it's fun. But if they're not picking on you, then something's not right.
Yeah, exactly. If they're not trying to tiptoe around maybe possibly being over the line from time to time, they might be holding a lot back, or it's just, it makes things awkward.
Right.
Just, I tell folks as soon as I get on the boat, cut up with me.
Yeah.
Cut up, because I'm going to give it to you all day. The second you catch a fish, I'm going to tell you, well, we ain't big enough. As soon as you catch one that's big enough, I'm going to tell you it's too big now.
That's right.
You know, with reds or trout, you know. So and it helps that time not be such a thing on that boat. Because folks get out there and they're worried, people work hard for money.
Yeah.
So when they pay X amount of money to go fishing with you, I do take it serious. I'm cutting up, but I'm trying to give you one of those, okay, a couple more casts, let's go home. And people go, oh my gosh, we've been out here. Perfect.
Yeah.
You were lost in the sauce kind of a thing. And you actually got something out of it versus, oh, we only got an hour left. And you're putting these time constraints. And like you said, you're putting this pressure on yourself for what?
Yeah.
Just fishing, man.
Just fishing.
There's nothing you're going to do in that boat that C.A. Richardson ain't done already.
Exactly.
He's fallen off that platform once or twice. He's hooked himself once or twice. So
that's why I love Bill Dance.
And that's where my mind goes. Like, the dude's, I mean, we've seen those videos of him losing trolling motors and breaking rods. But I mean, the captains get this as a guide or fish captain or whatever. I feel like captains are like dentists. They're doctors, but no one calls them doctors.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing glamorous or pretty that we're doing. We just have the benefit of saying, you do it. I won't judge you.
That's right.
That's it. But we're just the biggest goof-offs. I break rods and garage doors all the time.
Man, my dad went across the street. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. They just moved here, and he was fired up to get on some fish. He goes to Fisherman's Choice. He bought 2 or 3 rods. He walks in the back and show them to me, and I had the fans going. Just wiped out like the top like third of his rods, and you could just see it in his face like
disappointment.
I mean, they took care of him. They swapped his rods out. They took real good care of him.
He ain't the first. He won't be the last.
But I'm like, man,
that's bad when you ain't got even a lick of water or salt on it.
And you got the line wet and just snapping them in the shop.
He probably handled it better than I would have. I would just went over there and pouted or something.
Defeated. He looked
I would have been too. I've been over there crying.
Yeah. Oh, well, all right, man. Well, as we wrap this up, you got any last minute thoughts or words? Or again, we're gonna be fishing the next week and a half. Really excited to get out there, check out that new territory. Like I said, I've never fished over there, so I'm excited to hang out with you, get on the boat, enjoy some sunrises, hopefully get on some fish.
Man, we're gonna have a good time. I don't have anything. I don't think, Dad. I do appreciate you for asking me to do it. It's not something that's. I'm a people person, but it's generally not my wheelhouse. But I feel like our kind of relationship has kind of both kind of started. My captain stuff kind of kicked off about time y'all were kind of kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of it's you and y'all's business always been real close to my heart because it's just one of them things where it's kind of like I'm not your biggest fan, but I'm always rooting for you. You know what I mean? So to see friends in their business or their endeavors and find success is just is awesome. I'm a firm believer that a good tide can raise all boats. Man.
I love it.
You know, so to see success for you or in the gym or anybody, that any of these genuine folks that we love here, man, that's what more do you want?
Yeah.
Because if life's good for you, life's good for everybody in your family. Then to me, it's just trickle down economics, man.
I'm with you. Well, I appreciate you taking some time. I can't think of a better way to wrap that up. I do want to say I love talking to folks like you who they went and tried X, Y, and Z, and they said, "The heck with it! I'm going to go be my own boss. I'm going to take that leap." And that's really why I wanted to get you on the camera and the podcast, because I think more people need to hear those stories. Um, it's not always easy. There's going to be failures along the way, but if you just keep showing up, keep grinding it out, just like jujitsu, just like fishing, just like entrepreneurship, or being a good person.
Just bet on yourself, man.
That's it. That's it. All right, brother. I appreciate your time. This was fun.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.